Okay. Does anyone remember what we have learned yesterday? Anyone? Recap.
OLAP, OLTP, and then SQL.
Hello, this is Rita.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Actually, good evening over here.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm sorry.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from States,
Okay.
California. Yeah.
Is this your first class?
Yes.
Okay. So ideally this is fourth class. So I think you have missed last 3 classes. So request you to
Really?
go through the recordings. Okay. Right from day 1, just go through recordings because in the day 1, day 2, we have had a brief discussion about what exactly is this course. So please go through it so that you will get the clarity of what we have covered.
Okay. How I can get that? How I can see that recording?
You can get that first 3 videos in YouTube. Go to YouTube. KSR Data Vision is a YouTube channel name. You'll get there, or you can reach out to our team. You will be able to. They'll be able to guide you as well. So
I think we were taking classes can starting on 19.
No.
No.
19th. No, we started last Thursday. And
Oh,
Thursday,
really?
Friday, we had 2 classes, and Monday and Tuesday, we had 2 classes. So this is the 4th class today.
Oh, really?
Hello,
Why you said
hello,
that it
Santosh.
should be 19?
No.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Couple of flyers said 19, so yeah.
Okay.
No, it's actually we started on 12th. So 1, 2, we had 2 classes, and 16th and 17th we have 2 classes. Maybe I think there could be some typo as well. So don't worry. We have the recordings, we have the sessions. So go through it, and
It's on
you'll
the
be able to
YouTube,
cover.
right?
Yes, yes. It will be in YouTube. If not, you can always go back to our website. In our website, we have you can just go and search Data Vision, and here you can go to contact us, and there is a couple of numbers here. You can just give a call, and our team is there to help you.
Okay. Let me save this number.
You can get it anytime. You can get it.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Right. Okay. In the last class, we have talked about why SQL is important to us, right? We have seen data engineering is like a Mount Everest, right? And if you want to make your path smooth, you have to know 2 programming language. One, I would call it a structured query language, and the one is the programming language Python. So these 2 are very much handy when you are going to touch the peak of data engineering. Okay, now with this, we had some introduction about SQL. So as I said, SQL stands for Structured Query Language. This is the one and only language that you can use it to communicate with your database. And that's what we have seen. And in order to understand even more better, this is where the data is getting stored. First is at a table level, followed by, once it is a table, then we will go as a column. Everyone has a name, everyone has an address, everyone has a age. So that will become a column, and each value of each customers will become a row. And particularly if you're focusing, it will become a value, right? So this is what we have seen. We'll be seeing more of this examples. And we were talking about why it is important. Yes, it is important because of 2 important things. One is called OLAP and one is called OLTP, right? Now coming to the online transactional processing, OLTP, there is no other technology that can match the speed of SQL transaction. It is as fast as lightning speed. So here, what we do is, in order to book your air tickets, bus tickets, or even if your movie tickets, the transaction will be happening within seconds, right? Within seconds, you can book it. And the best example I can give you is also the ATM transaction, and all these transactions, we'll call it as OLTP, online transactional processing. Okay, in case if you're all applying for interview, please remember this. This is the first question they may ask you: what is the difference between OLAP and OLTP? Always I would suggest is try to give explanation with an example. Okay, people need example. We are in 2024. There is no book definition, there is no Google definition. Everyone needs with example. Okay, there are, we have actually done a survey. Okay, in our team we have done a survey. What we do is we don't sit idle. That's the problem with us. We always reach out to HRs and figure out how many profiles were rejected. Okay, how many profiles were rejected. So we usually go back and review it, and sometimes when it is too boring, we also listen to the recordings, how they have performed. So by analyzing, we have understood that 65% of the people are not clearing the interview because they know the answer, they don't know how to present it. They know the answer, they don't know how to present it. That's the main problem, right? So please try to make up the answers within your mind, right? Your presentation has to be good. When they're asking about OLAP and OLTP, just say that, yes, online transaction processing is a transactional processing which happens immediately. There is no downtime here. So the best example is ATM transaction. The next second, the transactions will be updated. Well, if I'm talking about the OLAP, it's as good as Netflix. You watch Netflix movie for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and the 6th day, they will start recommending movies for you. They will tell you what movie you need to watch. They'll tell you this movie, you may like it. Now, all this is not happening in one day. This is happening after 1 week of activity research. They're researching our activity, what we have done, how many movies we have watched, right? How often we are coming here. So based on that, they actually recommend it. So I would say this comes under online analytical processing. Now, this two important processing is where we'll be using SQL, but SQL is known for online transactional processing. There is no other skill or technology that can match the speed of SQL. Okay, now with this, let's get into bit of difference, right? Now, let's talk about 5 major sources difference. When I say online transactional processing, here, this one, let's say ATM. This is a ATM. Okay. And this is a Netflix. You can take it as Netflix. Okay, Netflix. Now, if you say here, it handles a large number of small transactions. Every 1 hour, if you still go to ATM, the 10 transactions will be captured, right? So small transactions also will be captured. Here it is very simple code. And if you see the response time, it's not about seconds, it's about milliseconds. There is a huge difference between seconds and milliseconds. The response time has to be responded in a milliseconds, and it is basically used to have the transaction data, and purpose is it's a daily business operations. We call it as BAU, business as usual, every single day. Okay, doesn't matter it's raining, it's summer, it's winter, it's tsunami, it's earthquake, whatever happens, every single day the bank has to update the transactions, right? So those type of transactions, we call it as online transactional processing. Whereas if you talk about the OLAP, they usually keep track of complex queries because they'll analyze. I've given you an example of Amazon, right? They start analyzing us. How many times we have come here, how many times we have added the product to the cart, how many times we have removed it, everything they'll track it. Based on the tracking, they will assign some offers, discounts, cashbacks. So it's a bit of complex here, right? And the time taken can range from minutes to hours or hours to days, depending on the type of the business we are working. And this will be aggregated. When I say aggregated, they'll count it. How many times I have come, how many times I have logged in, how many times I have added to the cart. So they count it. Aggregated means it's actually counting. And moreover, this purpose of OLAP is like decision making. They'll start analyzing and decision making. This we can consider as we are using for analysis purpose. Okay. Now, let's get into more of our examples. So if you see here, languages used by data engineers, data analysts, and data scientists, if you see, SQL and Python is on top. And we also know that in the real world, 45% of the data comes from OLTP. That means what is happening? What is happening in the real time? The 45% of the data is still coming in the transactional based. Of course, ATM transactions, sending money, all this are real-time transaction that is happening. We are getting around 45% of it, even though we are moving towards a big data where the data is getting huge day by day, but still your SQL will never get replaced. Okay, even after 50 years, if you come back, I'll still say you that SQL is going to be on top. So this is one of the skill that every individual has to know before stepping into IT. Okay, so this is must. Here we have language now. SQL is a language. With this SQL, we can start communicating to all of this databases. How and why you have this many brands, we'll see. Let's take a pen drive. Let's take a pen drive. What is pen drive? It is a storage. You can store some files, records, documents, photos, images, movies, everything you can store in your pen drive. But pen drive is not from only one company. You have Transient, you have SanDisk, you have Sony, you have Samsung, right? We have this many brands. Now, what is the difference? Nothing difference. Everything is a storage only. Maybe each company have organized and introduced that pen drive. Maybe the speed or maybe the quality may be good. That's it. Apart from that, I don't see any difference in the pen drive. Okay. Now, here also, database in the sense, it is a place where data is getting stored. But in reality, there are so many databases in the market. IBM company is there. They have their own database. Oracle is there. They have their own database. SQL Server is there. They have their own database. Postgres is there. They have their own database. MySQL is there. They have their own database. So these companies have their own database. Okay. Now, imagine you people have joined this course not for SQL or data engineering. Assume that you have joined for spoken English class. Okay, people have joined here to learn English. Let's say I'm teaching English. You learn English and you go back and you get an opportunity to work in Singapore. You get an opportunity to work in United States. You get an opportunity to work in Germany. So what's your first thing? You have to know English, right? So you already have learned here. You have already learned here. Now you're going there. They're using English and you get adopted to it and you start speaking, right? Are you going to come back to me and say that you have teached a normal English? I don't need that. I want German English. I want Sri Lankan English. I want American English. Will you come back to me? Will you come back to me?
No.
No. The reason? English is English. Where you speak doesn't matter here, right? If you are in India, you speak in a very basic English, right? Say I'm from India now. I'm speaking in a very basic English. Every single person will understand because I'm not using any complicated words or complex sentence formation. My words are as simple as anyone can understand, even if you're a school student. But do you think the same way I talk to my clients? Never. My clients are from US. the wording, the sentence formation, the slang, the fluency, every single thing will change if I'm talking to my client. But English will not change. I had been to Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, they speak very slowly. It's not now I'm speaking in a normal speed. They don't even speed this. I mean, they don't even talk in this speed. They speak very less speed. So I have to adopt to it. So what I did when I went there, I have to give a demonstration there. So I thought like, okay, this is data engineering. In this, we have Python and SQL. So this is my speed. But English never changed, right? So maximum what changed between countries is maybe the fluency, grammar, sentence formation, complexity, all this changed. Similarly, with SQL also, you can talk to any database. You can talk to any database. SQL is not going to change. Only 5 to 6% of syntax may change. So if you learn SQL, we can say that you can talk to any database. There is no restriction. You can talk to any database. Okay. Now, if you still not understood this, let me give another example. Forget about everything. Imagine this is a computer science class. That means you don't know how to use computer. So you have come here. Okay. Now, I'll teach you how to use computer. Computer has mouse, keyboard, CPU. Now in CPU, there is a port. You know that there is a USB port. So how do you use a pen drive? First, you have to insert the pen drive into the USB and then go to your Windows. There is a pop-up that comes in the left side corner. So open there, explore. You'll open that pen drive, copy files, everything. And the most important thing is while removing the pen drive, you have to right click, eject, and then you have to remove. Now, this is what I've taught you. I have taught you on Samsung pen drive. Okay, so done. You done with the class. Again, you go back to your company. In company, now they are using Sony pen drive. Will you come and fight with me? Saying that you teach how to use Samsung pen drive, but you never teached us to use Sony pen drive. Will you come back to me?
No.
Why?
Same process.
Process is same. Very good. Process is same, right? What you're doing with this pen drive, same thing you're doing with another pen drive. So process is same. Well, similarly, you learn one database, and you learn English, you learn SQL here. Well, the focus here is to learn the language. The language which you are going to learn will be SQL, which is used to communicate to the database. So it doesn't matter whether you're learning with MySQL, Oracle, IBM, DB2, Postgres, doesn't matter. Say, I'm in Bangalore, maybe I'll teach. If I'm in US, I'll still teach. So it doesn't matter where I'm teaching from. Doesn't matter which tool you're using. But still, language is important. So don't focus too much on tools. Okay, don't ask me why are you not teaching IBM? Why are you not teaching Oracle? Okay, so tomorrow, let's say you get into IBM company. After learning this data engineering, let's say that you get into IBM. Now IBM will not borrow any other database. They have their own database. So let them use their own database. Now, you already know SQL, but you have not worked with IBM. Doesn't matter. The tool is going to be different, but the language which you're going to write will be same. So doesn't matter which tool you're working. So stop thinking about, oh, I did not learn SQL, I did not learn Oracle. It's all about language here, not about the tool. Okay. Now, with this, the database which we are going to learn will be MySQL. MySQL. Okay, the database which you are going to learn will be MySQL. In this MySQL, we will install it and then we will practice our SQL code. We have to learn one language. Wherever you learn doesn't matter for me. So we have choose MySQL. The reason why I have choose MySQL is because the dolphin symbol is good than the other symbol. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? The dolphin symbol is too good.
No.
We want to find out why are we learning MySQL. Okay, so the reason why we are learning MySQL is it is an open source. Okay, when I say it is an open source, it is openly available for everyone to use. Most of the databases comes with a licensed and pricing. So this database comes with an open source. And if you see towards the right side of the screen, all these companies are using your MySQL database on the day-to-day basis. And most importantly, it has some cross-platform capabilities, high volume capabilities. When I say cross-platform, it is like it can install in your Mac, you can install in your Windows, you can install it in anywhere. And in terms of security, easy usage, everything, this is the topmost used database. And other database comes with a license, but this one is like open source. You can use it for practice. In the real time, we'll all be using cloud. Okay, for practice purpose, for learning purpose, let's get that database installed in our machine and then we'll practice. Okay, so we will try to get this MySQL installed. Okay, so we'll try to get this MySQL installed. In this MySQL installation, we will start practicing our SQL code. Okay, so let's get started. All the theory is done. All the theory is done. Okay, how many classes we had planned for? 100 classes. In 100 classes, 3 classes is done. This is a 4th class. Next 96 classes, I would say 90 classes will be only on practicals. Okay, very less theory you will see in KSR. Every class, I'll open the screen, I'll do a screen share, I'll start writing the code in front of you, whether it's a Python, whether it's a SQL, whether it's a PySpark, every single topic that we are going to discuss will be mostly practicals. Here and there, a theory comes, but majority of the things will be practicals. Okay, so 1 hour of session and 1 hour of practice every single day for the next 100 days, you will become a data engineer. Okay, it requires consistency and it requires dedication to practice this. So please make sure that every single day you do it. Before coming to next class, I want everyone to install this and come. Okay, to make your work easier, what we have done is do you know what do you mean by spoon feeding? Anyone? Do you know what do you mean by spoon feeding?
Step by step teaching. Like that.
Everything I'm going to give you here. Okay, it's like a spoon feeding for you. How to install? There is a document. Okay, so majority of the users are Windows users, so I'm just showing a sample here. If you're a Mac user, don't worry. You will also get a document within our MySQL website only. Just go and search how to install MySQL in Mac. You will get it. Okay, the same document which I'm showing, they have their own document. They will give you. Okay, now first thing is go here, search MySQL for Windows. Get this searched, the first one, search it, and you'll get this, the first link. Download MySQL installer. Just click this installer. And once you click this installer, you'll be taken to this community downloads. You have 2 downloads. One is called 2.4 MB size. One is like 331 MB. I would request you to go for this 330 MB. This 330 MB will be a software that will be installed in your machine where we can go and work with MySQL. Whereas the other one, it is a web-based, web version based. For example, in your mobile itself, you have Facebook as an app, Facebook as a mobile URL, right? You can directly go and type in the browser and you can still use Facebook, right? Facebook can be used over your browser. Facebook can be used as an app. That's a difference. App means more flexibility you have, more of user-friendly interface. So that's a difference here. If you don't have a proper machine, when I say proper machine, try to have at least 16 GB of RAM. Okay, 8 also will work, but never go with 4 GB RAM. Okay, nowadays your phones itself is coming with a 16 GB RAM. So in that case, your laptops of 4 GB RAM doesn't even work for us. So try to have minimum of 8 and 16. to have your, to install this, and also make sure that it has minimum i5 configuration. Anything less than i5, you will get some slowness, that the tool may not work properly. So all these exceptions are there. So try to have minimum of i5 configuration. Anything, any laptop in the last 10 years should work. Install this. In the real time, we may not be installing all this, but this is our learning curve. This is the initial phase. We are taking the baby steps here. So let's go everything process. We'll struggle installing, we'll practice everything so that our life becomes smooth and easier when we go towards the end of this course. Okay. So we are not going to install any tool in future because everything we'll be doing it in cloud, but it's a learning phase, right? So let's install it and practice. Now, I would request you to go for this one, the 300 MB file. So just click it and it's getting downloaded. You don't need to sign up or log in. If you want any updates from these people, you can sign in, but as and then we are not that much interested. So please go and give no thanks. Just start my download. And it's a file, it's an installer file, which is 300 MB, which is getting downloaded. After that, I have always a practice of creating one folder. For whichever software I install, I just create one folder. I have created a folder called software. In that, I have a MySQL folder created, and I cut this, which is there in my downloads, and I paste it in my MySQL. So this is my installer file. Okay. So after installer file, the installation is very, very easy. Just double click on that. There is a prompt that you'll get it, and then you can start seeing that initialization is happening. Okay. So this is where initialization and as well as installation is happening here. And the installer file is getting initiated, and then it gives you this option. Now, this is an option which you have to choose before installing. So there is something called server only, client only, full, and custom. Okay. We are installing this not to build one project or not to work for KSR, right? We are actually installing this for learning purpose. For learning purpose, just go with custom. Okay, just go with custom. You need not have client only or full, because full means you need at least 32 GB RAM. So don't come and ask me.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes.
So when I'm trying to go on Google and try to download that, and it's giving me a lot of options, like database software, MySQL, and get started today.
Did you click this link?
Download MySQL installer.
Did you click this link?
No, I didn't. You want me to click that one?
Yes,
MySQL database software, get started today. Okay. It's
so
like
let me cover this. Let me cover this. And if you're still facing issue, we can do a screen share and we can solve your issue. Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay. So here I'll have to go to custom. Okay. So please click custom for learning. For learning purpose, right? So let's keep it as simple as possible. This doesn't utilize much of memory. So go with custom. And once you go with custom, you will see this options. You'll see this options. Just expand this plus. Just expand this plus. And you will see that there are multiple components that is inside this. So just click MySQL Server. There is an arrow mark here. Click here. That product will be installed here. Similarly, expand the application. There is a Workbench. Again, you click here. And there is something called MySQL Shell. Again, you click this side. So like this, just select this 4 components. Server, Workbench are 2 main important. Router and shell also you can have it. So this 4 has to be installed. So from the available products, go here. So you have 10 products, but I don't need 10. That is why we have chosen custom. Custom means main thing what we need for working, we have to have that. So I'll go and get here. I'll go and click next. Then I'll go and click next. I'll go and click execute. Execute means each one will get installed. And now this MySQL installation is happening. Okay. But what is happening is this MySQL installation, while installing, it also checked few of the existing softwares on my laptop, and it found to be few softwares which is missing. See, in order to install this MySQL, you need to have some supporting softwares. In case if my laptop is not having that supporting softwares, it will ask us to install that first. So I give execute here, and it is clearly telling, boss, in your system, we don't have something called Microsoft Visual C++ 2015 to 2019. We don't have this. This is a required software for our MySQL. So you need not go to Google again. You need not go download this. You need not install this. Not required. This people, MySQL people, from here only they'll ask us to install this. Okay, it is telling that in your system, Microsoft Visual C++ is not there. Would you want to install it? So I'll click agree and I'll click install it. So this is getting installed. Now, this is not a software. This is not a MySQL software. To install the MySQL software, there is some dependencies that it is there. For you, this may come, or for you, it may come some other software, supporting software. For me, it has come Visual Studio. So don't get surprised. This is just a supporting software. I may get one, you may get one. It all depends on what laptop you have. If you already have this Microsoft C++ Visual, you will not get this pop-up. I don't have, so I got this. So I will install this first. So after installing, this is successfully set up. Okay, then again, I'll go to next. Now again, we are back to MySQL installation. Again, go to next. Now this 4 things will be getting installed. This is where it will take more time, and it will start executing one by one. Ready to install, ready to install, ready to install. And the first one is getting installed 54%. Every single step I've taken a snapshot for your understanding purpose. Use this document for reference installing. And nowadays software installation is very easy. Okay, 10 years back we were struggling, but here now any issues, any challenges, you just go and search in Google, you'll get it. Okay, who's your best friend? Google. Okay, so Google can help you to get all this resolved. So but still I'll be sharing this document. Next, go for here, and all 4 are completed. This is the main components that has to be installed. And once you do this, again go for the next, the server and router, go for next, and don't click anything here. Don't click anything here. Just go for next. Let it be development computer. Let this be same. Don't change anything. Just go for next. And you have to use a password. So just go to next. And here you have to give a password. Okay. Try to keep it as simple as possible. This is not your WhatsApp password or Instagram password to keep it very complex. Try to keep it very simple, because if you forget your password, the steps are bigger for resetting it. Okay, so I would request you keep it as simple as possible, because you're the only one who's going to use this, and there is no one else who's going to touch your laptop. This is nothing, just for practicing. So keep it as simple as possible and type it here and go for next. And here, whatever you typed it, go for next. Next. Don't change anything. Next. And the last step, execute. So it will start executing all of the steps. This is also a bit time consuming, so you have to wait. So once it is completed, it should show you the tick mark. To show you the tick mark, just go here. And once it is completed, finish. And at last, go for next, the last step. Don't change anything here. Just go for finish. And at last, this is the last step. Installation complete. Okay, now please go and finish. Once you finish, you'll get one small window like this, pop-up window. And after that, you can see that after installation, you can see that if you go to your system, you'll have something called MySQL Workbench. The dolphin symbol is an icon for you. Okay. Now this is a workbench. Actually, I installed MySQL database. Why it is coming as Workbench? Well, Workbench is a place where we will start writing our code. Okay, so Workbench is a place where we'll be start writing our code. So this is a Workbench, right? So this screen has to be there. That's where we can say that you successfully installed Workbench. Okay, so once you see this, Workbench is what installed. What is Workbench? It's a tool where all of your database activities you can operate with, and we can use it for development, modeling, configuration, administrations. Anyone can use it. And ideally, once you open it, you have to see this type of, after installation, you will have to see this is a final screen that you'll have. So this confirms you that you have installed successfully. Okay, so I'll be sharing this document. You can go through it. Okay, just search MySQL download for Windows. First link you open, and you can see that I may have installed 8 version because I have installed somewhere in 2023, but you may see somewhere like 9 version, right? You may see 9 version. Are we good with the installation? Yes. Can we install it before coming to the next class?
Yes.
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 Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll talk about how we can practice now. This is a workbench now. The workbench is available on Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and it is used for data modeling, developer, everything is there. Okay. Now I'll open this. So this is where it will ask you the password. The password which you have given while installation, you have to give here. I will open this. So this is where you'll see the place where you can write the code. Okay. Now, as I told you, there are different tools, different database in the market. You need not know everything, but at least for this one, let's go and learn where exactly you'll be writing the code, where exactly you'll be seeing the result. Let's do some small check. Okay, let's do some small check. Here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows. Okay, so we have something called 5 windows. Now this portion is there, right? This portion is there, right? Now this is where I'll be writing the SQL code. Okay, so this is where I'll be writing the SQL code. This is called Visual Editor. So Visual Editor is where I will see the code. I'll ask some question and automatically get the answer. So if I write the question here, I'll be getting the answer. The answer will come in the query result. I told you, right? SQL, you ask any question and it will give you the result. It is giving result from the multiple tables, single table, whatever questions you ask, you will get it. Okay, so you ask question in the SQL Visual Editor and you will get the result in the query result. Okay, so if I want to show here, this is where you'll write the code. This is where you'll write the code and this is where you'll get the result. Correct? Now, as and then every command which you write has to get stored somewhere. So it is getting stored in the history. Okay, so whatever you write it on that particular session, from morning to night, I have written almost like 45 to 50 code. That 45 to 50 lines of code is available here, which is part of history. Okay, now we can have as many as tables here. Okay, we can have as many as tables. For example, in one particular project, I may have employee table, I may have department table, I have sales table, I have a, even in KSR, if you say student table, we have trainers table, we have course table, we have all the syllabus, we have one table. So we have created one specific table. All this table informations is available in object browser. Okay, and SQL comes with a syntax based. That means you have to write some syntax, and depending on the syntax, you will be able to get the results. So if you want some help, you can go and get it here. Okay, so for example, I don't know how to insert a record. You can just try insert, and automatically you will be getting the insert syntax. And if I don't know how to select it, I can write select. If I don't know how to update it, you can write it. But ideally, you don't need this. Okay, when there is a very good documentation that is available, Google is there, ChatGPT is there, Gemini is there, AI tools are there. This is not required. This is not required. And in fact, in this entire course, I am going to be your help command. Okay, you don't need this help command. You don't need this help command. I am going to be your help command. So this part you can ignore it. So just go here and click this icon. You will not get that, so that you will have a good space to write your code. Okay, so this is where you will write the code in the top, and below is where you will be getting the result. And in the left side, you see that is the objects. Okay, so this is will be your setup. This will be your environment, and for the next 18 days, we are just going to focus on this tool. Whatever we do, everything I'm going to write it here. Okay, for example, let's say I'll write a command. This is one code. What exactly this is select, what exactly this from, everything I'll be telling it later. But as of now, just imagine this is a single line of code. I will select this and I'll click the Spark button, and automatically you can see there are 3 tabs. This is where you'll write the code. This is where you'll see the results, how the data is getting stored. All these car informations are getting stored here. And this is a history record, the history of the code that I'm writing. Now, like this, we will be analyzing, we will be writing the code, and we'll be practicing. Okay, so this is what we'll be doing. Now, this marks the completion of the introduction to SQL with installation. Now, we are getting into the actual topic, which you're going to see as an implementation. From now, everything will be practicals. Okay, so before we jump on to the practicals, any questions?
No,
Any
sir.
questions?
Yeah, where we select the database here?
Where? What's your question?
Yeah, here we are writing a query, so we need
We have
to
still not
select
even
the,
created database, no? I'm just showing an example. We have still not created a database. We have still not created a
okay,
table. We have still not done that. Once you do that, you will get it.
okay.
Any other question? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's create some table now. Okay. Let's create some table. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open a new Excel. Amazon. Is there anyone in this group who has never purchased even a single time in Amazon? Is there anyone? Is there anyone in this group who have never purchased anything in Amazon so far? Surprising. I am there. I have never purchased anything in Amazon. Whatever I need, I just go and buy in the store. Why will I go and buy online? Is there anyone?
No.
Okay. You can see how the online sites have changed the way we live, right? 10 years back, 15 years back, if you want to buy something, you go back to shop and you buy. And today, everyone has changed their way of living, and everyone is buying in the online, right? Forget about this. Even food we are ordering outside and we are eating, correct? Now, we have Amazon. In Amazon, we have now the order information has to be stored. So I'll write customer name. Okay. Customer age. Customer location. Customer phone number. Okay. And product. Product MRP. And quantity, how many product he has purchased, and what is the sales made. Now, these are the informations I am storing in one of the table. Okay. Now, let's take the example. Let's say Santosh. Let's take age. Let's take Bangalore. Let's take phone number. Let's take a product. I purchased Vivo phone. The MRP was 9,500. I purchased two. So the total purchased 19,000. Okay. So same person, Santosh, same age, same location, same phone number. Now I'm buying both headphones, which is 3,500. I'm buying one quantity and the total sales is 3,500. Okay. Now another one I'll buy. Another one I'll buy. This time I will buy book. The book is like 499 or 500. I've purchased 4 books, so the cost is 2,000. Okay. Now this is fine. This is one customer. Next customer, Karthik, 29, Chennai. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has purchased again iPhone and he has purchased for 90,000. He has purchased one and this will be 90,000. Okay. Now, let's. Okay. So let's have this. Now again, Karthik is there. He is buying another one, smartwatch. And he has purchased 4,000 rupees and he has purchased 2 products. So total will be 4,000, 8,000. Okay. So this is one. There is one more product. Okay. Which I will call it as, okay, water bottle. No one has purchased yet. 399. Okay. There is one thing called Parker pen. Whatever I have on my desk, I'm writing it. Okay. So there is a Parker pen which no one has purchased. So there are a customer who has purchased few products and there are few products which is no one has purchased. Okay. Now here I am getting this data stored. If I ask you, is this a good design? What would be your answer? I want to store something in a table. I'm doing that. I'm storing customer name, customer age, customer location, phone number, product MRP, quantity and sales. Is it a good design?
No.
No.
Why?
Product ID is not there.
Oh, that's fine. That's not an issue.
Product
There
category
is
should be.
repetition in system.
We have the same customer multiple transactions.
The customer ID is missing.
That is also fine. Next.
The primary key, foreign key are not defined.
Forget about all this. You don't know anything about primary key and foreign key till now.
So in data, we don't have data for product. water bottle and Parker pen.
That's fine. No one has purchased. There is another person. Okay, Rajiv. There's another person, Rajiv. He was 27. He is from Pune. His phone number is 12345678910. There is another person called Vinod. There's another person called Vinod. Vinod is actually 32. He is also from Mumbai. Okay. His phone number is 12345678910. These people did not purchase anything. See, even I'm not purchasing anything in Amazon, but I have an Amazon account. I have an Amazon account. Why? I at least watch movies. Amazon Prime movies I watch, but I don't have a habit of buying it. Right? So there are certain customers who will be there, but they will not buy anything. That is fine. Right? Now this table tell me, is it looking good? What is that one issue that you are facing here? There are some products who are never purchased. There are some customers who have not purchased anything. And there are a couple of customers who have purchased more than one product. What exactly you see this in table? Is it readable? Is it understandable? Do you have the clarity?
It's
Data is
incomplete data.
Incomplete data. Okay.
Not properly organized.
Not properly organized. Very good. What else?
Like you are not understanding.
It's not clear. See, what is happening is you have a fridge in your house. You have a fridge in your house. Vegetables, fruits, okay, whatever the meat, everything you have messed up. Everything you have mixed up. Same thing you're doing here. In one refrigerated container, just think this as a container, everything you have messed up. And if you want to search one thing here, I have to go and see record by record and figure out what exactly is my search. For example, I want to know which products no one has purchased, which customers did not purchase. I have to go and search every single record. So this one, I'll simply call it as bad design. I'll define as bad design. This is not the good design. The reason is Santosh and Karthik are two customers. Santosh and Karthik are two customers, but they have purchased 2 times. I agree. One is purchasing 3 times, one is purchasing 2 times. I agree. But what is the need for you to display his location and phone number as if he's a prime minister, or as if he's an actor, as if he's a celebrity? Why are you keep on displaying his name? Why are you keep on displaying his phone number? Why is keep on displaying his location? We know he's from Bangalore. We know he's from Chennai. What is the need for you to keep on displaying it? This is called data redundancy. You have a lot of unwanted records. Not needed. He has only one phone number. He has only one location. Only one record is enough. Why have you added 3 times? No, actually, he has purchased 3 times. Let him purchase 3 orders. In the order table, let it be 3. But why is that? You have added in the main table only. If you add like this, there are 32 lakh records in one business. What you will do? 32 lakh customers are there, but 32 lakh customers may purchase 60 lakh customers, 60 lakh orders. All 60 lakh orders, if you're putting into one table, what will happen? Right? Now, this is called bad design. This is called bad design. Okay. Now, let's see how I can correct this. Let's see how I can correct this. I'll take this, go to a new page. This table, I will use it only for customer data. What is customer data? I'll go and get this is one customer. This is one customer. These two are another customers. This I will call it as customer details. Nothing else. Nothing else. Let them buy 100 times. Let them buy 200 times. I am not going to care about this. This is called customer details. Okay, I will have only the customers. Even if Santosh is buying 100 times, it will have only one record for one customer. Okay, so this is nothing but customer details. Now here, if you see all this null values and all repetition and all, I would have not seen here. This I'll make it as good design. I'll make it as good design. Okay, so perfect. It's working well. Okay, now let's go here. We have some product information. That product information, I will go and store it into another table. In this table, only product information, you will get it. In this table, only product information, you'll get it. All the product, whether people are buying, people are not buying, you will always get it here. If you see here people have not purchased. This product is also not been purchased by anyone. So that is why I'm getting here null values, and here I'm getting null values because water bottle and Parker pen, no one has purchased. That's fine. But whether they're buying or not buying, I will go and maintain here in a specific table. This I'll call it as a product MRP. Here, no null values. Buying or not buying, I'm least bothered. I'm least bothered. Okay. So this is called product information. Product details. Now, finally, I'll take something called transaction details. So the transaction details, for time being, I'll keep the name. Okay. And I'll also see what product he has purchased. And I'll also see quantity and sales. So this one, let's keep it as the third table. What they have purchased. Okay. So who is the person who has purchased? Santosh. So he has purchased 3 products. And this is the 3 products he has purchased. Let's keep all 5. And first 3 was purchased by Santosh. Maybe I should replace with name, but let's do that later. I mean, I need to replace with ID, but let's do that later. But for now, we'll have this. Now you see. Now you see. Compared to this, where I have some null values, extra spaces, no one has purchased this product. None, this people have not purchased one thing here, all of null values. But here, the same information what you see in this bad design is what I've added in the good design. Santosh has purchased 3 times. It is fine, I'm mentioning name, but here name, age, address, phone number, everything you're repeating 3 times. Not required. Not required. Here also the age, location, phone number, you're repeating 2 to 3 times. Not required. Not required. You just mention the name, what product he has purchased, quantity, sales. If they're not purchased, don't come here. Here what is happening? Customers who have not purchased also you're storing here. Products who have not purchased also you're storing here. But here, if you're not purchased, don't store it here. If they purchase, you store. If they don't purchase, you don't store. This is a well-designed table. Are we good? Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes, Chandra.
Okay. Now, imagine this is an Amazon e-commerce website where we have customers, we have products, we have transaction. Now in Amazon, you people are also called as customers. Okay, if you go to bank, you're called as customers. If you go to Amazon, you're called as a customers. You go to grocery shop, you're called as a customers. You come to KSR, I'll call you students, but our CEO will call you customers. Hey, we have to provide customer satisfaction. Whoever comes in, we have to give the best teaching. So I'll call you students, but in our institute, they'll call you customers. So you are customers everywhere, right? So this type of tables will be present everywhere. Amazon also will have customers. Flipkart also will have customers. Walmart also will have customers. Banks also will have customers. Customers are customers, right? Now, what I'm going to do is this customer, the same similar customers may be present for another, the same customer, product and transaction may be present for another business. Flipkart, same thing, no? Flipkart is also same thing, e-commerce. Amazon is also e-commerce. So I want to know this customer data, it belongs to only Amazon. I need to prove that. For that, what I'm going to do? I am going to put this into one more bucket. And that bucket, I will call it as Amazon database. All three belongs to Amazon. So I will call database, Amazon database. Now there is another database I can create, Flipkart database. In Flipkart, what related tables I have according to their business, I will put it into one bucket. Now, if you see, this is called customer table. This is called product table. This is called transaction table. So finally, what we have understood today is we have to create a database to store our records. So we have created one database. The database name is Amazon. Today we are working with Amazon. Everyone is working for Amazon. We have one database, and within the database, we have three tables. And three different tables stores three specific information. One will store the customer data, one will store the transaction data, one will store the product data. So one database will have three tables. Now you may ask me, why we really need a database? KSR is also having customers. Flipkart also will have customers. Bank of Baroda also will have customers. Amazon also will have customers. Which customers belong to which business? That I need to know. That is why overall I am creating one database. So database is a collection of database objects like tables. One database can have as many as tables. You can also have different database. Within that database also you'll have a collection of tables. Each table specifying the information. Are we good?
Yes, Santosh.
Yes.
So this is a very bad design where I in case if the product has been not purchased, you have null values. In case the customers have not purchased, you have null values. All this is not needed here. This is beautiful. Okay. Now we have to implement this now. Okay. Let's see how to implement it. Okay. Let's see how to implement it. Today is Tuesday. So it's fine that we can start writing our code for the first time. Okay, we'll start writing our code. I'll tell you how to write it. This is where the place we have to write the code. Now, what is my first requirement? My first requirement is I need to have the database created. Okay, the first thing is I have to create a database. Now, to create a database, it's very, 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 very difficult. You have to write CREAT, create database Amazon _DB. I usually give some suffix Last DB means states for database. Now, this is one line statement to create a database. Very difficult to write it. It's very difficult to create a database here. It's very difficult. It uses 3 words, and I'll write it here. I'll select it and I will run it. Successfully, the database is created. 88, and it's a tick mark. Okay, so successfully we have created database. Now we have to create tables. How to create a table? We will wait and watch. So we have created a database. Inside the database, we have to create tables. Inside the tables, we have to insert the records. There is a lot to see. Let's continue tomorrow. Are we good?
Yes, Santosh.
Yes.
It's very difficult to create a database. Yes or no?
Yes. No.
Yeah.
No.
Very difficult. You have to write 3 words.
No.
Yes, it's very, very difficult.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, it's very difficult.
Well, this is all about SQL. Slowly, steadily, we will learn step by step. Today, we have created a database, and you can create another database, right? We can create another database. We can keep on creating the database, create database. Okay, let's say KSR Data Vision I'll create, where all the data vision details I'll store here. Okay, now if I go here, DB, so I'll go here, I'll run this, and you can see that another database is created. After creating this, you please go and click a refresh button here. There's one refresh button. If you see the refresh button, whatever you created, it will come here. Amazon DB I created, which is present here. Amazon KSR Data Vision I created, I'll create it. So before coming to the next class, you have to install this, and also you should create one database and see whether it is coming on the left side object browser. You have to check here that it is getting. I have so many databases because I have taken a lot of batches, right? So you may see here, you may not see anything here. You may not see anything here, but that's fine. Nothing to worry. It's a database I've created. You create by your own name. It will automatically display on the screen. Are we good?
Yeah, Santosh, I have a doubt. Maybe it's silly. So actually, in the output, basically it's written 2 database, like for Amazon database. One is in caps and one is in small. So why it is so like that?
It's case insensitive. You give in caps, you give in small, it will work.
Okay, one is like 19 row effector and another one is 1 row effector, right? So
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. That I already dropped it from the browser, right? So that's why it's showing. So it's a case insensitive. So you give in caps, you give in small, doesn't matter.
okay.
Are we good?
Yes, Santosh.
Yes. You'll be sharing the link of the doc to install SQL.
Yeah, I'll be sharing this.
And Santosh, can you like once we take the subscription, like I mean the fees, once we pay it off. So later on, like till how many days the online that the videos will be still present in the application?
See, the day you take the subscription, the course goes for 4 months. 4 months, you'll be like reading along with me, attending the classes. You'll also have recordings. Apart from that, you'll have, I mean, the total subscription is 1 year. 1 year, you'll be able to access all the videos.
Okay. So
After
1 year,
1 year,
you have.
yeah, after 1 year also, if you need, we will give it. Okay. But the question is, even after 1 year, if you don't get job, then what is the use? Either I'm failing or you're failing. Correct? Our objective is to get you job. Even after 1 year, if you're not getting, that means we are failing. And you yourself has promised that I'll have to get a job. If you are not getting, it's again a failure, right? So 1 year, we at any cost, all of us should get a job. That should be our objective. And that is why we kept as 1 year. And another reason is every 1 year, the syllabus keeps changing. right? We keep adding a lot of content, we keep attending interviews, we keep applying for real-time use cases, right? So every 1 year we keep adding the syllabus, and that's why you don't get that extension. Even if see, what I'm teaching today may not be same thing which I'm teaching after 1 year. It may change, syllabus will change. So keeping all that in mind, we have kept the grace period of 1 year. After 1 year, if you still want for reference, like you're already working, we'll ask you the reason why you want extension, and we'll extend it. It's your subscription, your access, right? But the company portal says it's 1 year validity.
Thank you, Santosh.
Any other question?
So like, I believe we will be installing only SQL. Going forward, we'll be using Azure, and that will be a web version, right, Santosh?
Yes. Today we
So
are
we-
learning SQL, but in the real time, we will be doing everything in the cloud.
Okay, so we don't need to install.
Now you have to install. For the practice purpose, you have to install.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, in the cloud, when you're doing it, you need not install it again.
Okay.
And Santosh, while now we are performing the sequels, so is it mandatory to use Excel on the other hand?
No. I'm just explaining, right? I'm just using Excel to explain the concepts. Everything will directly work in the database itself.
We have other certification like Azure DP 301 for Azure Data Engineering. Will
Mhm.
your assignments and all will help for that to crack that?
If you practice our class, you can clear it by yourself.
Thank you.
Whatever we are covering in the class, just go for it, and you will be able to clear that.
Santosh, what type of data sets will be using like for practicing? Will it be e-commerce or like which stream?
Random data we'll take. Okay, we'll be doing one project on retail, one project on e-commerce. Apart from that, we'll be like taking a lot of data sets for practice purpose.
Okay, thank you.
Santosh, like we'll be installing that portal.azure.com related software also, like we have installed in like we have installed SQL.
For SQL, we have used, but for if you come for cloud, there is nothing called softwares. Everything works with a web-based.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So this will be the only software which we installed today, and going forward we'll be
now you have installed
communicating
SQL. Maybe after 20 days, you will install Python as well. After that, everything will work in the cloud.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank you all. So today is a 4th class. Okay, so tomorrow will be the last free class for you to take a decision. Okay, whatever questions you have, come prepared. I'll ask tomorrow. And I will also be telling you how you can register. And tomorrow we'll talk about the payment timings and the details about the course. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you.